Hi everyone, it's Veroosh. Welcome to my channel. This is a reading for the weekly for the last week of July. Can you believe it? We're on the second part of the year now. I'm excited to be here with you guys, and what we're going to do is do a collective reading right now and then do some astrology and then get into your individual sign overview, okay? So I hope you guys are well. I have a lot to say about this week. I think that this is one of these weeks in which we have like a breakthrough. Last week was monumental, but this week is really what you can do with what you've got. And so I think that it's going to just bring you so much opportunity for change. And I'll show you exactly how to use the energy in just a minute, okay? So let's take a look at general messages. The way this works, this is a message for the collective. If you're watching this part, there may be messages. Some messages may be here for you. Some messages may be here for others. So just be patient with the energy, okay? Okay, so let's see what we've got. So 5 of Wands, that makes sense with the astrology. I won't throw so much astrology in here, but the 5 of Wands sure does make sense with regard to what's going on. There's a lot of competing forces vying for our attention, and it's up to us to choose, which one we actually want to focus on. Then we have the 4 of Wands. Love this card. This is Sun and Aries, I believe. So you have this like home and comfort and joy and just feeling really good at this time. I'm going to put all the cards down for the first row and then talk about it. Then we have the Strength card of Leo. Happy birthday to all my Leos out there. I hope you guys are having a nice time. And then we have 10 of Pentacles. Oh, it's looking very, very good so far. So happy home, happy family. Feeling very connected towards others. And the last card for the row is the Emperor. Okay, so here's your messages. First off, it really seems like there could be someone, for those of you who are single, this is saying that in your group of friends, in your group of people that you know, there's someone who might be very significant to you as a partner in the future. So, you may already have some sense about who this is, but there's Emperor energy around your friends area. This is very, very nice energy. It's very solid. And I feel as though in terms of love, I don't know if you're overwhelmed. I think this 5 of Wands is talking about some of the other things that will show up, but the things close to home, friends, relationships, and people around you, family members. That's all very strong at this time. We have the Strength card here, which to me signifies that you're in this space of passion, and you are in some way feeling your heart is open, and you feel like you want to be receptive to the energy around you. So whether you're single or whether you are in a partnership, there's definitely an openness there that you are expressing, that you are showing, and that you're receiving through. I feel as though there's important information that's going to happen around the home. So such things as important conversations, or somebody's going to tell you something at dinner, but it's important that you know this. And so if you're in a relationship or if you're dating somebody, I feel as though they're going to bring to you a lot of closeness at this time. Many people will want to talk about relationships and where they're going in a positive direction, asking like, oh, how can we advance this further? That kind of conversation is happening in couples. Okay, or dating. Let's see the next row and see how this all plays out. The 5 of Wands is just representing the fact that there's so many different things on the go that you may feel a little bit, not disorganized, but a little bit torn between a few different things. We'll talk about that more in a minute. We have 2 of Wands, and then we have the 10 of Wands, okay? 10 of Wands is Sun in Sagittarius. Can you believe that? That's really funny. And then we have the 4 of Pentacles, and it's telling 4 of Pentacles, we have Sun in Capricorn. And then we have the Ten of Swords, Sun and Gemini. The Sun is playing a huge position in terms of the astrology this week. Then we have the Page of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. Okay, you're meant to go in a different direction, and it's something that you're going to recognize on your own. Now, this does not mean that you're going to change your life completely this week, but I think you're going to sit with yourself and you are going to recognize that, you know, some direction that you need to differentiate from what you are doing now, from your current environment. I feel as though you recognize that your current environment is overbearing on you. It's putting down too much effort. It's putting too much pressure on you. And I think that the recognition, the strength in the situation for you comes in the recognition of personal boundaries. You need to be very, very selective this week and really pick which things you're going to emphasize on. So I'm kind of telling you the astrology already, but I see it in the cards very clearly. And so I feel as though also that there's going to be an eye-opening experience with regard to family relationships. So there's going to be some information that comes into your life that's going to open up your perspective and give you a different perspective on some people around you. It's going to be an improved perspective. So whatever you're feeling about them at this time, I think that over this week, you are going to have your eyes open as to who they are. You're going to like them more after this week. Excuse me, I'm not sick. It's just, I'm filming this at 7 in the morning, so just first thing in the morning. Okay, so you're going to have a differing perspective on your family members. Sorry, it's live. I can't do anything about it. So differing perspective that's going to open your perspective up towards these family members. Be more accepting of them. It's going to warm you up to them. It's going to change how you view them. And I think that flexibility this week is very important. I think that whatever information comes up, be receptive to sort of changing your views on your family. And I think it's going to take things in a very good direction. I see very good improvements in family relationships. And then also, if you're single, particularly, if you're in a couple, you could be seeing your partner in a much better light from this week forward. You see something about them, maybe something happens and they react in a beautiful way and you're like, wow, this person is really amazing. It's just going to warm you up to them so much. If you're single, there could be people around you who are maybe possible, relationships. And so again, some circumstances may happen that will make you see them as much more complete, much more better people. And I think that that's going to improve your relationship with them. Having said that, I'm summarizing a little bit. I do think that there's certain aspects of your environment that are restrictive. They're too heavy on you. They're putting too much pressure on you. And you are in some way struggling with the pressure that they're putting on your shoulders. And one aspect of this week is you in some way defending yourself from that. Because when you work too hard, when you make too many agreements in too many directions, what happens? You burn out. No Veroosh for 6 months, we all have a finite amount of energy that we have to use. And so I think you are starting to see that certain aspects of your circumstance are overbearing and they're just not working for you. They're burning you out, which is affecting your other relationships. And essentially, you're going to, you're going to really rethink things through and make a path forward for yourself in a new direction. So, but it's quiet. It's not that you're definitely, it's a quiet sort of diversion. It's not going to happen this week. It's almost like you say it to yourself this week. You say, okay, I'm going to get through this week. but this is not okay. The way that things are not okay, and I need to do better. I need to have a more forthcoming and positive environment around me. Okay, so now let's see the next line. So we have the Ace of Pentacles, lots of like beginning of money, beginning of financial prosperity. I think that there's a lot of stability this week. There's Ace of Swords, change of places, change of making some kind of change in your environment for sure. Then we have the Three of Cups, reunion. So some of you may actually not be seeing people who you really care about for a very long time because of your environment. I think that some of you are recognizing that you're not seeing the people you love and that you care about because of the circumstances around you. So you're too busy and it's screwing up your schedule, and essentially you're seeing that like you need to make some changes. You need to transform some things around yourself. Then we have the Page of Wands, Sag, Leo, or Aries, secondary transit in Earth, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. Okay, and then we have Two of Swords, Moon in Libra. Okay, so indecision at this time is not in your benefit. So being kind of like wishy-washy, not pursuing a concrete answer is not going to get you the outcome that you want. You're supposed to go after things right now, even though they may not seem like they are credible, or you may not know everything about them. Maybe not credible, but you don't know everything about these different directions. And so you don't necessarily, how do you say this? You need to go after things even though you don't really know everything there is about them. That doesn't mean being reckless, right? That doesn't mean throwing caution to the wind and throwing everything out the window and just going for it. No, this is just like trying different things even though you're not sure about them, particularly on the 30th and the 31st. Try different things, and instead of hitting your head against the wall with the same old things as before, try different things this week and open up yourself. This may involve conversations with people who you have established relationships with. This may involve like bringing someone in from the past, or calling someone from the past and saying, hey, you know, how do you do this? How does this work? And then I think for many of you, there's actually a physical change in the space in which you are existing. That does not necessarily mean a move. That doesn't necessarily mean just a job change. In this week, you're going to start existing in a different space, which means that a portion of your time is going to be spent in a new location. This could be at a friend's house, friend's house. Hold on, let me clear my throat so we don't have this problem. Hold on. Okay, that's better, right? Hi guys, sorry about that. So yeah, it's not necessarily changing home or changing where you work. It's more like this week you will begin to sort of exist in a new place. Like maybe you'll start going over to a friend's house more regularly. So you're looking at a new location. Okay, so now let's take a look at the last line. So we have the Eight of Pentacles, Sun in Virgo. Okay. And then we have the Temperance card, which is Sagittarius. Okay, and then we have the Seven of Cups. You're supposed to be very creative at this time. Your creativity is the key to your success. There's also a Sagittarius for some of you who's very, very important. There's sort of like, there's something very lucky for you around the Sagittarius this week. And if you're a Sagittarius, something very lucky is coming into your life. It really seems that there's a lot of sentimental feelings that you're feeling this week. We have the Eight of Swords here. You're going to face this. listen, this week isn't an easy week. I wasn't going to do a weekly, but then I was looking at the astrology. I did an astrology live on Instagram last night to talk about the moon in Pisces. And I didn't save it, so you won't find it there. I just pop on sometimes and talk to the people who are there. And so that was fun. But I realized that I needed to do this live with you guys today because the energy is very intense. But it's the type of energy that, like, if you understand how it works, then you can comply with it, you can use it, and then use it to your benefit. So there's a lot of strong energy here about love and compassion and love between people. There's a lot of energy here about people making emotional offers to each other and taking chances. You're going in a different direction. You're sort of exploring this week different possibilities. And I think that there's like a promise this week. There is going to be some kind of emotional connection between you and someone else. I'm not guaranteeing it's love, but it's looking love-like, relationships-like. That is coming up for you that is going to be connected to this week. So it may not happen this week necessarily, but it's on the way. It has a lot to do with authenticity. It has a lot to do with being within your heart and living your life for yourself through your heart. And when you're doing that, you're making that connection to that Emperor energy. So you living within your heart and through yourself genuinely connects you to the Emperor, who is triggered by that. He's like, he or she, right? Depending on who you date. But like, there's this connection and there's this understanding. And the same thing happens in your community this week. The people who are close to you, the people who are important, are activated by this energy around you. So I think that yes, the fallback of this week is some degree of lack of clarity. There's some degree of lack of clarity from the outside world. You will not know everything in terms of what's going on around you. You will not know exactly where other people stand. So in some degree, you're going to have to make your decisions on your own with regard to like work or things you do, your practical things. But I think that there's the love will carry you through. And this week is, yes, it's a rational week and you have to approach it with a rational mind. But I think that in terms of logic, like figuring out like strategically what to do, I don't think that that's your best approach. The resolution to all this is living through your spirit and living in the energy of what you want, still dealing with the factors that are affecting you, but living through things despite the fact that you don't have answers. So essentially, I could easily call this reading live even though you don't have all the answers, right? Like just, and by live, I mean live with your heart. So I feel as though for you, there's some changes around you, and I think that they're going to set you free. Don't get caught up in anxiety or worry of what may happen, because things are shifting and changing around you and they're taking you in a new direction. Some things that are eating away at you are not being removed. That's the other thing, just to bring your anxiety down. If you're worried that something's going to happen to you, I don't think so. I think basically you're going to choose what path you're taking. You know, you're going to choose the change if there is a change. So it's really up to you. Okay. So now let's get into the astrology, and then I'll do the sign by sign after that. Okay. So this week the astrology is very important. I could easily just do this reading in the astrology and not the all signs, but I know you guys like the all signs. So let's do it. First off, last night, the moon was in Pisces at 0 degrees, conjunct Jupiter. That was a once in I don't know how many years, in December, I'm not sure if there's going to be a conjunction between the moon and Jupiter. It's just luck. I haven't checked yet. And next, in 12 years, when Jupiter is in the exact same position, there's no guarantee that this conjunction will happen in this spot. So what's happening here is that there's a conjunction between Jupiter and the moon that happened last night at 0 degrees of Pisces, which is a very special degree. And so I went on Instagram and told you guys to, make your wishes and really live through the heart. We're kind of on the other side of the energy as the moon is already like a little bit into Pisces, but you can still work with this energy. You can also go back to the night of the 25th and see what happened for you. Was there some kind of spark? Was there some kind of transcendent moment? And try to understand that, okay? So that's the first thing. There was a massive activation point last night with the moon and Jupiter, okay? So the rest of the week is really about, there's a lot of oppositions that are happening right now, and that's why I'm really here to tell you guys about it, because how you approach what's going on is going to really dictate how successful you are this week. You can't allow this energy to get on top of you and freak you out. You have to be mindful and receptive, and when the other energy is telling you something, such as you have to do this or you have to do that, you need to comply and you need to compromise on certain things, whatever it is in your life. It has to do with structural things. It has to do with responsibilities. And so just honor that, honor that frequency. So what are these oppositions? First, let's talk about the sign changes. Tomorrow, Mercury is entering into Leo from Cancer. So we're shifting from a watery, sympathetic energy towards a fiery, very direct, not confrontational per se, but very like sharp, straight shooter energy. People who say what they mean, maybe more direct than Mercury in Cancer, more to the point, more blunt, right? And more passionate speech will happen all around us. This is happening right on the heels of the opposition between Pluto and Mercury that is happening right now as we speak, the 26th and 25th and so forth. This opposition between Pluto and Mercury was a time in which you may have pent up frustration with power structures around you, things that press down on us or control our lives. And you may have in some way, had some kind of a pushback to the kind of energy that's especially despotic, tyrannical, something that is very like, abuses of power in your life. If you're experiencing abuse of power with regard to anyone or any situation, Mercury opposition Pluto may have prompted you to be confrontational and speak on it. Very, very emotional transit, right? So Mercury, it was in Cancer or is in Cancer still, and very easy to get triggered and speak from the heart. But at the same time, speaking from the heart is a good thing, and turning, ignoring situations just makes them worse oftentimes. So the opposition between Pluto and Mercury in some way could have prompted you to say the thing you've been holding back that needed to be said, right? And in a more compassionate way, because it is in Cancer. So as Mercury moves towards the sun in Leo, we're going to have a much more bluntness come in from tomorrow night. It's 6 p.m. tomorrow Pacific time. So first in the middle of the night if you're in New York or east of that, okay? Now, on the 28th, we have another sign change, and this is going to be another frequency change in which Jupiter, that's also in a sympathetic, gentle Pisces, is moving into Aquarius, which is very matter of fact. And overall, this frequency will be with us until December, and a lot of people are talking about it, which is good. And so this is what I'll say to that. I can't do like a special on every single transit. So let me tell you guys here, like a bird's eye view. Jupiter moving into Aquarius represents this very like, how do you say? It's a very like matter of fact energy. This is what needs to happen. This is how it needs to happen. And it's very kind of regulated like this. It tells you exactly what needs. There's no coddling here with Jupiter in Aquarius. There will be fast changes also as this happens. There will be, quick shifts. You need to be up on your toes. If you have a hard time adjusting to change, you might feel as though overwhelmed because a lot of shifts may happen unexpectedly around this time, and like all over in your life, especially with things you do and how you interact with others in the world. So that is happening on Wednesday, the 28th. So those are the two major sign changes, which are taking energy out of water, Pisces and Cancer, right, into air and fire. So we're getting much more intense, much more direct, from a period of a lot of softness and gentleness that we've been experiencing. Thankfully, we had that full moon in Aquarius last week, because that sort of woke people up and saying, okay, vacation's over, now I need to pay attention again. No more dreamy days, and sangria on the patio. Now I have to pay attention to what's going on. So it's just a very crisp energy. It's a with it energy, and it's kind of like there's no how do you say, like creative, flowy sort of, in Aquarius it would say mess. There's no mess there. It's not messy, but it's actually very good, because it'll allow you to get the things you need to do done, and it'll point out where the mistakes are structurally, and you'll get on with it, right? The moon shifts signs into 3 signs this week. So we're starting off with a Pisces moon, then it enters into Aries on the 28th, and then into Taurus on the 30th, and will be in Taurus until the 1st. So it's that area of the chart that the moon is transiting in. Next weekend, on the 30th, 31st, the moon is going to hit some really hard squares in Taurus. So squares are harsh energy, and it'll be squaring things like Pluto and Saturn and Jupiter. So I think that at that time you may feel more frustration. So when you are planning your week, know that in the latter part of the week, and the sun, of course, know that in the latter part of the week, you may run out of steam, or you may feel generally frustrated with things. But that frustration, again, will motivate you to do better. So what is the theme of this week? The theme of this week is rising to the challenge and overcoming things and coming at things with humility. So there's a lot of oppositions. Let's talk about them, and then we'll move on. So the oppositions have been happening, right? We know about this. So we have had oppositions to Pluto, especially between the Sun and Mercury in Cancer. So that's been a huge one that still affects us this week. This has to do with us versus the power structures in our life, be it school, job, even like groups of people that you're interacting with, like a clique of friends that might be working together as one entity, and you might be thinking they're crazy right now. So there's all sorts of different dynamics, and in your personal relationships, especially if your partner has a lot of power over you, like financial power, or it's kind of uneven, you might be feeling the rebellious desire. And I can't tell you not to rebel, because for some people that's the answer. Like they need that push to like break down the things in their lives that are unfair. Like this is a transit that will allow you to break free. But I think at the same time, be mindful of how you wield it, because it's kind of like a powerful energy. So you may want to change it and not just wrecking ball the whole thing, right? So with this energy, you could be extremely intense. And with the full moon, some people had gone through that on the 23rd with the full moon in Aquarius at 1 degree. That could have been like a lot of very swift and intense transformations. Okay, the other opposition that's forming for next week is Saturn opposes the Sun next Monday, and then Mercury. I think by that time, Sun and Mercury are going to be conjunct. So we're heading into another oppositional state, this time with, again, rules and things that are over us, things that are demanding of us certain things. Our compliance to the collective is here, so such things as our responsibilities to whatever organizations, companies, schools that we're a part of, and being compliant at this time is actually really helpful. So you may be frustrated by the fact that certain things require certain actions out of you, but I think it's very good to listen and pay attention and comply with what Saturn is dictating to you. So, you may not want to agree with all of it. It may be a pain in the butt, but Saturn is telling you what you need to do and how you need to do it, and being compliant to that fact will really, really help. So it's actually a good transit in the sense that it allows you to recognize what, your job, maybe you're getting a job review and somebody's telling you, well, you need to do this and you need to do that. And so this energy is actually quite helpful if you approach it with the right mentality. And it's going to start this week and be a high point next Monday. So whatever you're being told to do, use your rational mind and critical mind and be discerning about that. But don't be, people who are very narcissistic or egotistical, they're going to really suffer with this because they're not going to have the capacity to stand down and be like compliant and be like, okay, well, this needs this out of me, so I need to comply. Unless they see the bigger picture, right? You're going to really succeed here if you hear the feedback, hear what's required out of you, and comply. It's matter of fact Aquarian energy. Just do it and you'll be fine. There's another layer to this that I talked about on Instagram yesterday, and that is that you may have the opportunity to address some things that you did not get to address in the past. And what I mean by that is, if there's a situation in the past in which you didn't have the opportunity to give thanks, or possibly you didn't handle it in the best way possible, this is your opportunity to handle it well, because Chiron is on a sextile to Saturn. And so that allows you some degree of healing with regards to this. In fact, you can see here, this is a chart for the 28th of July. We have a giant kite formation, right, with the south node and a big grand trine in fire this week. So this is on the 28th, 29th. Grand fire trine, but this is a kite formation with the tail being on Saturn and the nose on the Sun and Mercury. So this is a big overcoming energy. Now the overcoming, because it's Saturn, because it's South Node and Chiron, will be about things that make you feel uncomfortable. But the thing is that you need to be humble and accept the energy as it comes, and do what is required of you, and reframe your narrative, like reframe how you approach it, find the solution, and get the outcome you want. Okay, the last opposition is Mars to Jupiter, which is actually the only direct opposition that we experienced this week. Pluto happened last week. Saturn's happening next week. The energy is still with us, but the direct opposition between Mars and Jupiter is happening on Thursday, the 29th. And so at that time, you may feel don't rebel so much, frankly. You may want to rebel. It's like, I hate telling people not to do things. Like, if you feel like you need to stand up for yourself, stand up for yourself. But with Jupiter opposite Mars, you may feel like this, you may want to rebel too much, or you may not be clear, or you may feel a little bit more egotistical and more entitled, and so this energy may be with you, and then you get self-righteous, and then you kind of compromise the other oppositions that are happening, the other oppositions that have been happening over the last week to 2 weeks. And so what you really need to do is be compliant, change what needs to be changed, but don't overdo it. Okay, that's the short of it. So I hope that helps. And next weekend, as I said, the moon will be in Taurus, so it'll be exalted, right? It'll be in a very favorable position just by being in Taurus. However, it's going to form these squares to Saturn. It's going to form a square to Pluto the day before on the 30th. It's going to form a square to the Sun. So it's going to be like, internally, you're going to feel demotivated by that. You may feel just a poor me even energy, feel like bad for yourself. However, there's a beautiful sextile to the North Node between the Sun and Mercury, and you need to rise above those immediate feelings of the moon and really feel that you can achieve your destiny, that you can overcome it. The North Node is still with Aldebaran, so this is the last few days in which that conjunction is happening. So at this time, you need to rise above any momentary? I was doing so good. Okay. So rise above any kind of immediate discouragement that you're feeling on the 30th and the 31st, and see the bigger picture and see the bigger perspective. And if you do that, you're going to be very, very successful. So I think you're going to do well. I believe you're going to do well. So that's it. That's all I had to say about that. I know it was I was planning on doing the collective reading and the astrology in just a minute, but it happened the way it did. So let's do announcements, and now I'll explain the spread that I'm doing. I like to explain the spread and give announcements all together. So first of all, the notify thing. If you guys haven't done this already, so if there was a few times in which notifications didn't go out, and it was like a glitch in the system. And so if you could, and if you'd like a notification, and this happens again, if you type in a comment #notify, and that has to be all together, and then you put space and the signs that you're interested in getting notified for, I will personally message you if and when that notification system doesn't work, okay? And if you've already done that, you don't have to do it again. You just need to do it one time, and that will work out just fine. The other thing that I want to mention is I've been away, right? You guys know this, and the way that social media works is like, you don't get to come back and have your cake and eat it too, right? So there's a lot of people who have put a lot of effort in to their channels through the time that I was away, and it's reasonable to understand why they in some way are getting higher views than I am, and I have to work my way up. So first thing I want to say is I think that the channel's doing great. The channel is growing. You guys are liking the content. And I really want to say a personal thanks to every one of you who's liking and commenting the videos. It's really helping. So if you could continue, please, to do that, I would greatly appreciate it. Having said that, the channel, because I was away, the videos are not growing. It takes some time for them to begin growing, in the regular way. And so in the meantime, you may have missed some videos from me, right? Especially the full moon video. I noticed that like Aquarius did not get a lot of proliferation. It didn't get a lot of exposure. So those videos are still relevant. The full moon video, that I posted last week. So what I did is put together a playlist for every single sign a long time ago. And you can find all those videos there. This week I'm publishing the Leo season August videos. They're going to come out slow. I think, so they might take a week to come out. So just be patient with that. But I encourage you to go into your playlist and check out the videos there, because I put out a couple different series that are still relevant, and I keep that playlist updated for every sign, which means that irrelevant videos are removed while the relevant videos stay, and so you guys can go check that out. So the spread that I want to do, that's all for announcements. The spread, oh, one more thing. I made merch, right? I had merch before, and then some of the products had plastic in it, like polyester and stuff. So I've removed all products that have polyesters in them. I don't support microplastics. I don't buy plastic unless it's highly necessary. I avoid it. So I've changed my merch line a little bit, and I got like ceramic cups and like glasses, pint glasses for beer or juice or water or whatever. And so I made some new designs, and they're down below in the thing here, like the display. And so by all means, you can get one if you want. Just know that I'm not making money off of it. So this isn't a merch line in which I'm profiting from it. This is just if you want a Veroosh mug or a cup, I've like made the prices so that I'm not making anything off of it. So don't think that you're getting, if you want to get a merch item, by all means, I'm touched and I think they're cute and fun. But at the same time, if you think you're doing me a favor by getting one, you're not. So it's only for your own pleasure and enjoyment. It's my way of saying thank you to everyone. I think it's cute to have merch, but I don't really want to make money off of it. So anyway, it's at this time, right? That's where I'm at with that. Okay, so let me show you the spread I want to do today for every single sign. So we're going to roll the dice, right, for the 2 signs that are important and what house you need to pay attention to this week. And then I'm going to do this spread, okay? And this is like a compass spread, and it's astrologically based, but I'm not using astrology. So here will be the central issue. Here will be the highest expression of your week. And then below will be your undercurrent issues that are going on. And then here we're going to see how things are progressing. And this is the stuff that is coming with you from the past, okay? So we're going to do a snapshot for every single sign to get situated. And I hope you liked the intro. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I hope you like the intro. One more thing. So somewhere on social media, I read that if you find a white feather, your soulmate is near. It was like on Instagram or something. So here you go. I found a white feather. Yay, me. So I'm just excited. So I wanted to show you guys a little white feather. Okay, so let's go sign by sign. Thank you guys for waiting. I'm just trying to think if there's something else I'm forgotten, but whatever. So let's do it, you guys. So first sign, let's take a look. We have Gemini. Hi Gemini, nice to see you. Welcome to my channel. Let's roll the dice first for you. So we have the 8th house, change and transformation. That's a lot of Capricorn energy on that Pluto there. And then we have Geminis are important to other Geminis. And then also Capricorn energy at this time. So Capricorns, that's the 8th house in your chart. Transformation, Capricorns and Geminis are most important. Let's see what's going on for you. So we have the 5 of Stars, which is the 5 of Wands. That's the first card we had in the collective. So overall, I think that there's going to be unexpected surprises for you this week. There's going to be like things that require your attention in the last minute. And you may feel like a little bit overwhelmed at times, or you may feel at some times that it's just happening too fast. And then we have, but it'll be okay. And then we have the Three of Wands here. The highest manifestation of your week is something very wonderful is coming into your life, Gemini. Something that you've been waiting for a while, a good outcome is here. So when I say that the 8th house is triggered and there's like unexpected transformation and you need to stay on your toes, it's like it could be a last minute opportunity. So you could be doing your normal job and then suddenly you get invited for an interview somewhere and you're like, oh, I gotta go do that. So then you need to do that. Below the surface, we have the Seven of Angels. Overall, I feel like you're moving on. I think you want to move on from a situation. I don't think you necessarily want to be there anymore, whatever you're doing. It could be an interpersonal relationship. I just think you sense that the situation you're in is freaky. It's like, it's no longer comfortable for you. And I don't think that you, like, what's the point? You know, like, I think that you're reaching that level where you're like, the dollar cost average of it is not that positive. It's like, it's starting to sound not such a good deal. Okay, so you're going into some big changes here. The Tower, and then we have the Ten of Angels, which is Sun in Gemini. I always remind you guys, in your readings, you'll always get the Ten of Swords a lot, especially those of you who have Sun in Gemini, because frankly, this is ruled by the Sun in Gemini, so it's just pointing to you. So it doesn't necessarily always mean something. Listen, what I think these cards, because these are like objectively intense cards, I think you're basically getting the crap out of Yuma. Like, you're leaving a situation that's not good for you. And I think that like, I'm an Aquarian moon, and this is where I'm connecting to your energy. I feel like air signs in general have, like, know what's up. And so I think that you're seeing something and you get spooked by it. I think that you see something at your job or in your environment and you're like, this is no longer a situation I want to be a part of, right? This is no longer a dynamic that's good for me. It could be like somebody that you're hanging out with and then suddenly they say something crazy and you're like, this person's crazy, I gotta go. So whatever it is, you're going to make a big change. And I think that you recognize a problem early, and I think you're going to get away from any negativity of that. But it could be dramatic in a certain sense, like in the sense that, like, you might just be very blunt about it, or there could be some, not drama, but like it might be very, like, very direct, like, I got to pull out, you know. But here, this is the good part, where a blessing is coming in, the Three of Wands, which represents that something wonderful is coming. Like, just this, I can't say, like, all of this stuff that you need to change, it's nothing in comparison to how beautiful this frequency is. Something that you really want. I can sense your heart is so happy. What's coming in for you is so good and so fulfilling, and it's something you've wanted for a very long time. So don't get I don't feel like the Five of Wands for any of us this week represents something horrible. It's just a moment, why can't I say that word? Monetary? No, why am I forgetting this one word? So we have the Five of Wands collectively, and I think that essentially it's not about something bad. It's just something gets frazzled for a minute. You know, like when you like, I don't know, like you're out with your friend and suddenly, like, they say something crazy and you have that sudden, like, freak out sesh because you're like, you realize that the person is crazy. Like, that's the moment when you realize that the situation is bad for you and you freak out for a split second, but it's not a bad thing. It's just your instincts kicking in. So I think definitely trying to get momentary. Why does that not sound good to me today? Okay, so I'm Polish first language, guys, just so you know, but I shouldn't rely on that because I've been speaking English for 30 years. So anyway, so yeah, we have the outcome is wonderful, but I think in the meantime you gotta pull something like out of your life. I just think that it's almost like pull a splinter out. Okay, so let's do the next sign. Let me roll the dice to see what it is. We have Taurus next. Sun, moon, and rising. Okay, so hi Tauruses. I hope you guys are doing well. And let's roll the dice for Taurus right away. So we have Pisces and Virgo. Hi Taurus. I like my Tauruses this week so much. So much, my little Tauruses. Very good. I'm a Virgo if you don't know. And the third house is important. So communication. And things, for me, the third house has to do with stomping ground. It has like stomping ground, like the foundation of things. The Queen of Hearts came up in the center. Let's put her in there. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, a person with whom you're making a connection that's very beautiful. Somebody has very good feelings towards you. It could be a water sign, or it could be somebody who's very sentimental. It could be a man or a woman. Then we have the Three of Trees up here. That's work, Taurus. Work is very important, and applying yourself this week. I think this could be somebody at work that's bringing positivity in. Below we have the Emperor. Okay, so you're working towards something really amazing at this time. Like I could see many of you shifting work to your private business. I feel as though you see the way through. You see the opportunity on the other side, and I don't think you're necessarily making the change this week, but I think that you see your trajectory. You see where things are going for you, and I think that there's a very encouraging energy around you towards that. So this means that for the time being, you may stay at your job for even a couple years. But I think that like you have something that started for you that will eventually lead to your own business, to your own footing in a situation. Then we have the Page of Stars, Sag, Leo, or Aries, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. And then we have the Four of Trees, Sun and Capricorn. I feel as though you're opening up. Now, this could be a relationship reading in which you're making a connection with possibly a water sign or somebody else near you. And I feel like you're going to be more expressive and willing to try different things in an expressive and bold way this week. So you may take some crazy risk at this time. Not crazy risk, it's kind of a guarded risk, but you will take some type of risk that will take you in a new direction. This could be in some way a breaking down of walls that someone has put up with regard to you. It could be you who's been guarded with regard to a relationship, but maybe somebody is melting your heart. Like the Queen of Hearts is Queen of Cups is water in water. So this is like the smushiest, sweetest, juicy peach in the world. And so I feel like this person, be it a male or female, they're bringing to you most wonderful energy. And so no, it feels as though somebody is really breaking down the walls of someone else, and that's prompting them to take a risk in some direction that they normally wouldn't take a risk in. So they're being more, they're going to try more. They're going to be more adventurous. Okay. So I think it's a good thing. Overall, for everybody in the collective, I feel like there is an element of exploration this week. We're all meant to try different things without being too afraid that it's not going to work out. I think that some things are going to work out, some things are not, but we're meant to this week try or dip our toes into different things. So Taurus, that's a good energy for you. Then we have Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising Cancer. Welcome, Cancers. Let's roll the dice for all of you guys first of all. So we have Gemini and Leo important for you. That's a intense energy for Cancer, but not bad. I think Cancers and Leos are really cute together. They're both very, very from the heart. And then the 8th house, which is change, transformation, all sorts of different things. Let's see what's going on for Cancer at this time. Cancer this week. So we have the 10 of stars, Sun in Sagittarius. Okay. 10 of wands, right? Then we have the Ace of Angels. I think that you have a lot on your plate at this time, Cancer, and I feel like you're going to be actually saying something about it or doing something about that. So it may not happen this week. It may be an evolution from this week moving forward, but I think you're going to recognize that there's some, like, you have a lot on your plate. I think you're handling it very well. I feel like whatever's going on for you at this time, you're handling business like there's no tomorrow, and everything is going very well. But I think that maybe you're working harder to get ahead with something, or maybe you're putting more energy in to be able to initiate something in the future, and that's coming. There is a next message. We have the 7 of Swords below. That was in the Gemini reading in the same position. Some of you are working really hard to move on from a job. Some of you are working very hard to make a path forward for yourself. You're putting in the extra effort so you can have more freedom in the future. And I think your effort, I don't think it's even a question of you needing a reading for this, because I think you know already what's up. I think you already know the outcome is good. The next message is the 7 of Trees, Saturn in Taurus. And so I feel this is all about saving, Cancer. This is all, and 8th house has a lot to do with money, with others. I feel like you're putting in a lot of effort to have a particular financial outcome. And I feel like, I know this isn't a sexy reading, but it really is one in which you're going to achieve your goals. It's really, you don't even need a reading for this, because you're achieving what you need to achieve. And you're pushing forward incrementally. So to move ahead, you have to work hard, right? Like, you have to do more than the next guy. And so I think that that's what you're doing. And I think your motivation here is to move on from certain things in your life that are just not great for you. We have the King of Stars energy, King of Wands, a Sag, Leo, or Aries sometimes. This is the energy that's with you from the past. This could be a relationship that influenced you, that gave you inspiration to move forward in a good direction. I feel like you had a very instrumental conversation or connection with someone who influenced you and encouraged you to try. So I know it's not like a glitzy glamour reading, Cancer, but I really see you trying this week. I see you working really hard to separate yourself from the past and move forward to the future. And I think it's under the influence of somebody's positive words or leadership. Somebody showed you to do this. Somebody showed you to kind of break the mold and go far. So I think you know what the winning strategy is, Cancer, and I think you're going to be pretty busy this week doing it. Okay? So the next sign is Sagittarius. Hey, Sag. Welcome to my channel. Let's take a look at... You guys are having the lucky week, remember, from the collective. The signs that are important for Sag are Virgo and Taurus. Hey, girl, hey. Look at this. It's a party. Virgo, Taurus, Sag. We can cook food, hang out. 11th house, friends. Good vibes. Okay, good. I'm going to call up every single Sag I know this week, because, you know, you're lucky. Hey, girl, hey. Rub some luck off on me this week, Sag. Okay, so let's do it. So your first message here is the 8 of Hearts. That's Saturn in Pisces. So I feel like you feel separation from a situation. This can represent that you feel a separation from a situation. You feel like a situation's become depersonalized. Jupiter and Sag from Wednesday on is going to do such good things for Sagittarius. So this is when you kind of get back to feeling back to yourself. You may have had a moment of that with the full moon, but now as Jupiter's entering into Aquarius, it's like, okay, this feels good. We have the Three of Hearts. There's some kind of reunion. I feel like something in your present moment has dried up. Like a relationship has dried up, or it's just not stimulating anymore. And I think that you're going to go back to someone, a friend or a relationship in the past. You're going to flirt with that anyway. You're going to really, or maybe spend some time with someone who you haven't spent time with. Look what's below the surface. I think you're recognizing who you actually care about. I think that this week you're having that moment of really seeing, you know, who you care about. Someone in the present. It's not necessarily that drama happened. I really want to stress this. It could be just it got boring, you know, and that's a Sag thing. My first house is mostly Sag. I get bored all the time, and I can't fake it, you know. If I'm bored, I'm bored. I got to move on. So we have the Eight of Hearts here. I'm really feeling that energy for you at this time. Like the energy's shifted. Enough of the woo-woo water energy. Get on with it, you know. Let's have some fun. Okay, so the oncoming energy is the Ace of. You're going to have an invitation to something. There's going to be suddenly movement from a place that was not communicating with you, not sending messages. Then we have the Two of Trees, which is either Jupiter in Capricorn or Saturn, depending if it's the modern or the traditional ruler. But so I feel as though in the present situation that you've been dealing with, there have been some ups and that there have been some downs. And I think that the downs have changed your perspective about how you feel about it. I'm picking up on the fact that the situation you're in, you felt extremely passionate about. And you may have made some choices towards this situation that was out of passion, out of just simply really loving the energy. But then when the dust settled and you started seeing what was actually happening, you were like, not all of this resonates for me. Not all of this is the exact situation I want. And then I think you started thinking about who you truly love. This may not be a love from the past, but it could be like suddenly like, I miss my friends. What am I doing in this situation when I could really be with people I care about? Like these, you're having a lot of thoughts about like who really matters. And I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised, because I feel as though you're going to get invitations. You're going to get opportunity. Somebody's going to text you, call you, communicate with you, and that reconnection is going to start. Okay, so that's I'm really happy for your reading. I like it. I feel like Sag has been sad. I feel like Sag has been sort of I don't know, like Sag is, whenever you're a renegade, whenever you push the envelope and you sort of shake things up and take things in a different direction. The problem with that is a lot of people have like a reaction to that, right? And so not everyone can be as free thinking as you are. And so sometimes you're like, I found the perfect club, but you're like the only one there. Or you're like, I found the perfect beach, but then there's no one around. And it's tough for you because you're like, this is where the good energy is, but like not everyone gets it at the same time as you. Or maybe you move too fast and people can't like adjust as fast. So I think that that's kind of what's up. And sometimes you get so excited about something over there that you go and do that thing over there, and you get there and you're like, this sucks. And you're like, no, I got to go back to what really is good. And I think that's what's happening this week. Going back to things that matter. Okay, so next sign. Are you guys liking this reading? I like it. I think it's like, it's good. So Scorpio, hi Scorpio. Let's see what your best matches are. So Sag and Scorpio. So other Scorpios, two Scorpios together. That's a murder. Like a murder of crows. That's my little joke. Okay, so we have Sagittarius and the fifth house. So very romantic energy. Yeah, I think that like the last couple weeks with all these water transits, Neptune and Mercury, right? That was a grand trine for many Scorpios. That activated a lot of things in your heart, stirred the heart, and made you pay attention to things of the heart. So yeah, I just feel like you're still vibing from that energy. You're pretty good at like ignoring the environment. Like when the energy shifts towards air, like I think air and fire, I think you know it's going on, but I also think that you turn your back to it, and I think you're still more than anyone in this loving energy. So if you're cross-watching for a Scorpio, I think you're going to get a lot of love out of them still. I think they're still vibing really high in terms of that love frequency, and they're just still very much in that water energy. So yeah, so it's good. It's good for this week for Scorpio. Feeling good. You're still on vacation. You're still on the beach. Center, we have the Three of Angels. Three of Angels is Saturn in Libra. What I want to say about this card, and since I have your guys' attention, I'll say it now. This card personally for me has changed in meaning. And so I've noticed that it's been coming up a lot since that happened. So when you're watching my videos and Three of Swords comes up, don't freak out. This isn't a broken heart. This is actually just observational kind of stuff. So I'll explain it more in a minute. But the Three of Angels suggests that in some way you're getting to the heart of the matter. You're looking at the good and the bad. And I think that in some way you're like bravely facing what you want in a situation, what you want, what you don't want. Then we have the Eight of Hearts, which is Saturn and Pisces. Look at me promising you all this lovey-dovey stuff and getting quite serious cards. Then we have the Knight of Hearts. Okay, so now I feel and I see it. Okay, so what's going on for Scorpios is I think that Scorpios have been on a very big, ambitious streak. So there's been a long streak that you've been on for several months now in which achievement and ambition have been a huge part of your day and of your energy. And so I think that you're getting back in touch with your emotions. You take a look at your environment, and I think that you see like there's a vacancy there. There's nothing there, and so I think that there's not nothing there. Sorry, I was being dramatic. You just realize that you want to reconnect with the people who matter, and you realize that you've sort of let things go in the social department. In the heart department, I think that you see that like there's just not enough going on, and I think that you're getting ready to open your heart to others, to invite people back in, to bring people back in, and like bring the good energy in. Yeah, you're getting the sun. So happiness and joy. This is the first time the sun's come up. I love the sun in this deck. Look how beautiful. This deck is beautiful. You'll see me. This is called the Art of Love Tarot. So gorgeous. I had the Oracle cards before I had this. Six of Stars, Six of Wands. So yeah, so I think that something required your attention for a while. Something required like job or something like that. And I think that the fifth house is about having fun again. And I think that this week you take a look at things and you're like, things got way too serious. And so you're about to create fun in your life and bring more fun in and set like some lightheartedness to the situations that you're involved in. Because I think that you frankly just see things as too dry, and you see things as, you know, just they're dry. They're just not fun enough for you right now. So I think this week, I think you're going to be, if I were to call each reading something different, right, for this, all signs, I would call you like the eternal optimist of the week, which is funny because that's not your stereotype. But I think that like this week, you really have that optimistic and positive energy. I think that every little thing that's positive that happens this week, you're going to just amp up and you're going to feel, you know, just you're just going to be very optimistic and seek out the good vibrations, and seek, like, you're on a mission to bring good and happiness into your life. You're on a mission, and you're not deterred by the fact that you've worked yourself into a situation in which you don't have a regular schedule of, you know, fun with others and all these things. You're about to make that happen this week. So very nice energy for Scorpio. High five to you on that. Okay, so let's see the next energy. Next sign, Taurus. Taurus wants to keep, Tauruses are watching so much the videos right now. Something's going on in Taurus. You guys are all watching my videos. It's always Taurus #1. That I can always tell when something's going on with a sign just simply by how many people are watching that video. Like, it's like they're like you guys are triggered, so you can kind of literally see which videos are doing better or like have more views than the other ones. And you guys can't see that. It's not to do with the cumulative views. It has to do with like the views per hour that you guys can't tell. So anyway, so yeah, Taurus has been like off the charts. What do I have here? Okay, Aquarius is next. Hi, Aquarians. What I want to tell you guys is that there's been two reasons why you guys have not seen your recent videos. Once, a notification did not go out for Aquarius, so turn on notifications or do this just in case it happens again. So it's #notify space Aquarius space whatever other sign you want me to notify you of. If you've already written that somewhere else, don't worry, I have it. You don't need to worry about it. The other one was the Aquarian full moon, because Aquarius was used by everyone and their mother in their title. And so that caused me my videos to not be seen. And you guys usually really love my videos. Like, Aquarians watch my videos a lot. So yeah, go and into the playlist in the description. And yesterday I posted the August Leo season Aquarius videos. So I hope you guys go check. There's at least 3 videos you guys can watch from me in your playlist. So just a heads up for Aquarian energy. Let's see what's going on here for you. So we have Sag and Aries, very important. Aquarius with Sag and Aries is hilarious, because I think that when you have fire with Aquarius, it just makes you guys so funny. Like, it perks you up. And it's so good. So we have the first house. Yeah, I could just see you being in the company of fire signs this week, and like them just activating your charm and your good spirit. So yeah, very good frequency here. I do think that this week is going to be a bit of a cluster crap because of the squares, and like there'll be moments of discouragement, but overall, like, if you get down to business and if you get your things done and approach things in a mindful, humble way, then you're going to do really well. This is a message for everyone, not just Aquarians. Okay. So Ace of Wands at the center, big moves. This could also be like, I can't say the word, so I'll call it intimacy, right? This is a big, and I'm not making allusions to anything. I'm just matter of fact telling you. And we have the number 1, which is the ace, right? There we go. So there could be definitely some kind of sparks flying in terms of love. For Aquarians, there could be passion. If you're single like a Pringle, you could be very like just lusty after people. You could have like, this person looks good today, or maybe like, darn, I look good today, you know. Then we have the Ace of Angels. Okay, so a big communication is building. There's going to be a communication regarding something, important conversation. And then below the surface, we have the Teacher, the Hierophant. This is Taurus energy. Something more profound than what it appears on the surface. If you're drawn towards someone this week, Aquarius, I think you should go for it. There might be more there. So if you meet someone and you're very attracted to them, and you're like passionate and just completely drawn towards them, there may be a deeper reason than just physical attraction towards that person. So don't let that person go. Pursue that, go after it. Queen of Hearts, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. I think you're dealing with someone who has a lot of emotions, a lot of kind, loving emotions towards you. And then the two, you learn, oh wow, okay, so you're getting a major love reading here. And I've told you guys before, but I'll say it again. I'm not like one for love readings so much, just by proxy. I like focusing the energy on what's actually going on rather than trying to fit the reading to some expectation, right? So I'll tell you guys exactly what's going on, where the frequency is, and if love is there, then I'll gladly tell you. But if it's not, the focus isn't love, let's not try to make it love, because we might be missing opportunities in other directions, right? So here we go, Aquarius. I think you're having a connection with someone that's very passionate. And if you're in a relationship, then things are getting very serious, very hot and steamy, and very kind of like but the excitement is coming from a deeper place. The excitement is coming from like, there's some kind of unspoken promise. There's some kind of, you're going somewhere with this. And the person around you, or the person to whom this is directed to, it's not, if you like men, if you date men, then it's not a woman, okay? So don't worry about that. Because people get worried and triggered. I don't know why. Like, nobody's going to change your orientation. Let's just I want to finish that conversation together, because it's like, we are what we are, just leave it alone and let people be. But this is why I explain it delicately, because everybody's at a different stage of acceptance, self-acceptance. So this Queen of Hearts can be a man or a woman, but they're very emotionally predisposed to you. They're showing your emotions, they're showing you love. And I think that you learned a love lesson in the recent past, a very valuable love lesson that you had that is currently influencing you in this current situation. And that's a good thing. So somebody taught you how to love, or somebody opened your heart towards a certain type of love. Somebody taught you to accept a certain type of love. And that is creating this opportunity this week for you here, in which there's a chance that you're making a very powerful connection. Remember, Jupiter is moving into your first house, first house. Hey, I didn't even catch that. Look, we rolled the first house. So Jupiter is moving into Aquarius first house on Wednesday, on the 28th. And so that is, everything that was kind of happening until May, when Jupiter entered into Pisces, it's going to pick up, but there's like time to catch up on. So it's like things that are coming your way may come very quickly. And this is a message for everyone, not just Aquarius. Like, whatever was going on with Jupiter in Aquarius, this is going to it's like catch up time now. Like, okay, we did the Pisces thing for 2 months. Now let's get on with it. Let's get this going. Let's get this energy. So this week it's very dramatic, because whatever needs to shift, and it's like Jupiter in Pisces was sort of a distraction, or it was like a holiday, and now you're back in the city and you got to get your act together, and get on with it. And that's true with love as well. So some situation could have begun when Jupiter was in Aquarius at the beginning of the year for you. Whether it was this exact situation or not, that's not the point, but the energy started, and it started building, and then it got distracted, and now it's like really quickly entering into your life again. If you meet someone and there's like a passionate connection, there's a more meaningful reason for this. If it's platonic, this person's also very important to you. So if you date men, and if you meet someone on a platonic level, just friends, co-workers, and you're just drawn to them, they're just a really sweet person with a very good energy, it's that person's supposed to have meaning in your life. So again, very important connection happening for Aquarius this week, somewhere in your life. Most likely, the first thing I got was attraction. So for many of you, this will be attraction, but for others, it's going to be more of whatever type of attraction it is, it's very powerful and good. So, okay. So be on the lookout for that. Oh, look what I had on the bottom, King of Stars. You know, you guys know my rule that if I see the bottom, I show you it. I don't mention it otherwise, but King of Wands, Sag, Leo, or Aries. So we had Sag and Aries for Aquarius there. So, okay, next sign. Let's see what's up. Sag, we've done Sag, right? Aquarius we just did. Gemini we did. Leo we haven't done. Hi Leo, happy birthday. Leo time. Hey girl, hey. Leos are fine. You guys are doing good. Mercury's in Leo. I think many of you with Mercury and Leo on Tuesday will get the opportunity to really speak from your heart, and that's only increasing. Be very wary of the opposition between Jupiter and Mars at the same time, particularly on Tuesday and Wednesday, because if you do feel like particularly passionate about something, you might just say more than what you want to say and shoot yourself in the foot. So if you feel very triggered by something, Leo, be very wary of how you communicate at this time, and this sort of like flow of consciousness, blurting out things may not be to your advantage. It actually may push you along to a wonderful direction. But I think that for many of you, you might say too much or too intensely, and that could backfire. Okay. So we roll the dice, and your lucky sign is Capricorn. Both of the dice point to Capricorn for Leo. So, justice, truth, very upright energy for Leo. I feel like when I say upright, I mean like you're in your energy, you're strong in your energy, you feel good. You feel good. You feel like, just like you feel good. You feel good about yourself. Maybe not everything's perfect, but you know you got it covered. Aries moon between 28th, 29th, and the 30th a bit is going to be really nice for you too. And this is the 7th house, you guys, partnership issues. So let's see when we feel good, we attract good partnerships. Always remember that. So such a good rule of thumb. So, and with Mercury in Leo this week, and with the sun in Leo, I think that you're communicating to others exactly what you want. Now, Saturn is in your 7th house of partnership, right? And the sun opposite Saturn right now there's been some things on the back burner between you and others that need to be said. And I think that, or asserted, and they've been building up over the last few months since Saturn entered Aquarius in December of 2020. And so now you're in some way asserting that. Now you're some way like, if your friend has been pushing your patience or has been taking advantage of you, or your partner has been doing that, it's very likely that at this time you will stand up for yourself and say how you feel about it, and say how it feels and what you want and what you don't want. Or likewise, if you like someone and that attraction has been increasing to like a love level, it's very likely that you'll be assertive and tell other people what you want from them, be it romance or partnership or business partnership, all of these things. Like, I feel like you're very assertive at this time, and it's a very, very nice energy. At the end of the week, the sun will sextile the north node, and Mercury will sextile the north node. I really love this energy in the 11th house. Like, you're a people magnet at this time. And like your persona and the things that you're projecting is just bringing wonderful energy in from other people. Just look at how I'm talking about you. Like, people are just very like, they just like your energy. There's just such an allure to you at this time. And anything to do with negotiation, anything to do with persuasion, if you want to encourage your mom to buy you something if you're a kid, or if you want to encourage your husband to like do something that you know he doesn't really want to do that bad, This is the time. This is the time to sweeten the deal, you know, if you know what I'm saying. So you go for it. Okay, so let's see your energy, Leo. We have the 9 of Hearts. Okay, so Jupiter in Pisces energy, that's from the 26th and the 27th. But this is a fulfillment of wishes. It's called stability here. Then we have the King of Stars, Sag, Leo, or Aries. Look at you. This is you, Leo, attracting all the attention. You pretty much have things on a platter for you at this time. Whatever you want in a situation, whatever you want, you can really dictate what you want. You can really assert yourself in the direction you want and get it. This is a good time to take a risk. This is a good time for you to, a calculated risk. This is a good time for you to try yourself in different environments. If you want to go tango dancing and you want to learn how to tango, this is a wonderful time to like go. You'll meet, this will draw people in. So if you go to a like a tango saloon, I don't know if it's a saloon, but a dance hall, I don't know. And you will make friends with all the people there very easily at this time. And money, yes, money will come to you very easily through other people at this time as well. Okay, then we have the Page of Trees underneath, a new beginning. Let's see. Yeah, listen to the opportunities. 10 of Hearts, 10 of Cups here. And so the release, the Death card. So I feel like you chopped someone else out of your life. I think that you've probably in some way released someone or something out of your life, and it's giving you life. So someone who was cramping your style, or a situation that was bogging you down, or you made a personal change recently that sort of really is doing you everything. So you were not living an authentic energy for a while to compromise with whatever you were dealing with. And so now you're fully able to show to others what's going on the inside. This could also be a very spark of a connection with someone, 10 of Cups and another fire sign. So you could have someone around you at this time who you're really warm towards, especially if you had the desire of love. If you really have this like need for love in your heart at this time, the 9 of, whatever your wish is in your heart for yourself, whatever you really hope to be true, I feel like at this time you could get it. The Page of Trees on the bottom to me suggests that you're beginning some kind of thinking about like a new financial beginning, or buying something, or like something to do with money, like growing money, or taking a risk in a new direction, diversifying your money in some way, buying some, I don't know, property, or like buying something in a, or like making money in a new way, but it's all still internal. It's all still in your head. And so you're thinking about it this week. And I don't think it's going to come into fruition this week yet, but you have some kind of idea. The big thing is that you've released something or someone that was really suffocating you. And I feel like now you're enjoying yourself. There's love and there's happiness, and you feel like this big sigh of relief from the situation you've released. And I think that there's just a lot of like you know, when you have something that's overbearing in your life that's really holding you back, I feel like that can feel like crap. And after a while, you don't recognize how it makes you 80%, right? Like, or 75, depending on how big the influence is. And so now I feel like you're going back to like 90, 100% Leo, and that's fabulous, right? So congratulations. I think that it's a good direction, Leo, and it's just a sigh of relief this week, okay? It's not perfect. We all have our oppositions. Mars opposite Jupiter for you is one. But I don't think that, but overall I think that it's a very, you feel much better than you felt in a while. So good. Okay, so Sag, Capricorn, did we do Capricorn? No, we haven't. Hi, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's take a look at your signs. So, Capricorn, we have the 9, which is the 9th house. Expansion is possible. You're getting a lot of these expansion readings. A lot of these readings are saying, like, there's a lot for you on the horizon. We have Sagittarius and Leo, both fire sign. Both fire signs. So, Sun, Moon, and Rising, Sag, and Leo. Right away it hit me that you're going to be distracted by something. By the way, it sort of hit me that there's going to be something that requires a lot of attention out of you this week. So you're going to be quite affected by that. You're going to be quite, feeling like there's a lot of things for you to focus on. At the center, we have the Knight of Trees. Big goals, Capricorn. Whatever you're doing, you're on the path to greatness. Okay, let's see. At the top, we have the Queen of Trees. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. You're putting yourself in a position in which you can give to others. It's so nice. It feels like you're making some plans for yourself for the future. You're setting the foundation for where you want to go with things in life. And the object or the reason for why you want to go in this direction is that so you can give to others, give to your family, give to people you meet. You see yourself as becoming strong financially or in terms of your own security so that you can share with others, so that you can be generous towards others and open your heart to others. That's a very nice energy. Then we have the 9 of Angels below, Mars in Gemini. This is Venus in Gemini in the more modern association. This is getting kind of deep. Right away when I started reading for you guys, the energy went just poof. Not in a negative way, but like heavy and intense and like very like thoughtful or like distracted, like very, very serious. Now I know what that is. There's been something in your past that hurt you extremely. A relationship or a childhood upbringing. But I'm not saying like something really broke your life down. Cruelty from one person to another. Human cruelty. You experienced this. And at this time, those past experiences are making you extremely determined to be the solution in other people's lives, whether it's your children, your family, your partner, or just your friends. I think that your why, like the reason, your meaning that you're constructing for yourself has to do with this situation. Like, I'm going to work really hard so that I have what I need, so that I can give all these people what I learned from this situation that some people don't have. I don't want other people around me to have this frequency that I went through. So I'm going to work really hard. You feel so determined. It's beautiful. That's that Pluto in Capricorn energy. Opposite, Pluto's opposite the sun. And, the sun was in opposition to Capricorn for the last little while, right? Am I screwing? Yes, it was. And so I think that everybody else had this like me against the system feeling, but for many of you, because Pluto's in Capricorn, you had, again, a reminder of what's you're very principled at this time. You're very, very connected to like what matters, and you're the humanitarian, like really humanitarian energy. And you're very passionate, like you're living your life through your passion. And this opposition between Mercury and the sun, and Mercury and Pluto, and Sun and Pluto, in some way supported that feeling even more, reminded you what's important, made you more determined, made you more passionate, so that other people don't suffer in the way that you suffered. It's a very heartfelt energy. I love this frequency for you. And so you're making some kind of move with regard to business or work. And it has this far-reaching perspective. You're not doing it for tomorrow. You're not doing it for this week. You're doing it so that other people's lives can be better. And then we have the Virgo retreat energy. And then we have the King of Wands, Sagittarius or Aries. Inspirational person in the past changed you. You had an inspirational interaction with someone. This could have been the person that caused you all the grief, right? But it could have, I think more importantly, this is the person who came into your life and woke you up. This is the person who in some way turned on the lights. Someone said that they're a Capricorn moon. I think this is probably going to resonate the deepest for Capricorn moons. I think that you guys will be like, nobody's said that to me, but that's what's going on in my heart. So there's someone who was extreme, like a bright light in your darkness, and they taught you this, or by proxy of watching them. You may not know them personally. It could be like, you know, like Wayne Dyer, like you read Wayne Dyer's books and like your heart just opened up, whatever. So it could be a person you know, but a person you have an intense emotional connection with. This person, you got through your situation, but I think this person woke you up. In some instances, this is the person who hurt you. So I'm recognizing that for some of you, this is the person. In that case, they're a scumbag. I'm sorry that happened to you. So, but this person is connected with your Nine of Swords, which transformed you into this determination that you're feeling now. And what I see here is you pulling away from your environment, you pulling away from necessarily some immediate things, so that you can, this week, so that you can get the big picture. So if you're working, if you're studying in school, you're going to study harder. You're not going to be social. If you're at work, you're going to take extra work on towards achieving your goal. Your goal is emotional, but the means to get there is the physical. And yeah, very, very determined. It's a very like ninth house, mind-opening, you know, kind of energy frequency. So very beautiful, Capricorn. High five, humanitarian Capricorn. This is how you're the best sign. There's so many reasons why Capricorn, you can say Capricorn's the best. They protect us from evil, like in this, and I don't mean to sound too like dramatic, but it's a very nice sign. Okay, so let's see the next energy. We did Gemini. Cancer we've done. Did we do little Cancers? Yes, we did. Scorpio we've done. We did. Pisces we haven't done. Hi Pisces, how are you doing? You're losing Jupiter this week. I'm sorry guys. Okay, so let's see what signs are happening for Pisces. Aquarius and Gemini. Okay. 2 air signs and a Pisces. You can handle them. It's okay. Sun, moon, and rising. But it's the 7th house, so focus on partnership this week. Okay, so let's see your cards. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so let's see your frequency. At the center, we have the 10 of Cups. So love, happiness, you feel good. I think a lot of the water signs are still vibing from last week. Like it's like, you know, when you're in a club and then they're like shutting down the club so they turn on the lights, but they're still playing the music, like Last Call or whatever. Like you're the people on the dance floor and the lights are on and like the music is like slowing down and stuff and you're still dancing. You're like, hey girl, hey. Okay, so here is the next message. We have the Virgo, the Retreat, or the Hermit card. Okay, interesting. Maybe a Virgo is important to you, Pisces. Hey girl, hey. King of Wands below, Sagittarius or Aries. Somebody inspiration. Let's see what's going on. The Magician. Ooh, Magician, Pisces, Magician. And we have the Shadow. This is Capricorn. Remember, we changed the cards so they don't have to be biese. Okay. I think that you've made a fundamental change between the types of people you're bringing into your life, Pisces. I think that essentially there's been again, this person's like our saving grace of the day, the King of Wands. It's like, it's the hero. So I think that you've been around shitty people and shitty situations, which is the shadow, the devil card. And where you're going as the magician, which is the antithesis of the devil. It's like light, and look how beautiful this card is. So in the immediate moment, what's going to happen is that you're going to be a little bit alone because you're shifting gears between the good and the bad, Pisces. But I think that there's been unfortunate people in your life, and someone came in and also taught you a lesson, but a good lesson. Someone inspired you and helped you recognize that the bad things in your life in the past, or the bad people, the people you were welcoming in, were not good for you. 7th house stuff. And it looks like you're setting yourself up. If you're single, there's going to be someone who comes in with an offer. The Magician isn't just, for me, a relationship card. To me, the Magician represents someone who's like being very assertive towards you. So somebody's going to come in and be very like towards you, forward towards you. And I think that you're very happy. I think you've already found that happiness that you seek, because you recognize that it was the environments and the people that you were letting into your life that were screwing you around. But I think that in the immediate moment, you choose even solitude in order to wait for the type of person. But I don't think you're going to wait long. I think this is just around the corner. Yeah, so, and to be specific, I feel like many Pisces have had recently an interaction with someone who was crappy. Many Pisces in the immediate moment, very, very soon, recently had the interaction with someone who was the shadow, right? From the shadow, from their shadow, from their fears. And I feel like it was just such a different person than what you are, that I think that it gave you perspective about who you are. Like they were like a cheating, stealing charlatan, something very, very nasty. And I think that like they took energy from you, and somebody who's giving you energy is coming in. So I think that it's a specific person who you just recently yanked out of your life. And I think that what's coming in is the opposite, with a lot of self-realizations. The 10 of you're so happy about this. You're just so happy about the fact that you got a handle on the kinds of people that you let into your life. Like you get it now. You understand like what's wrong with your choice making, why you were choosing the wrong ones, what about them was wrong, like what is important and where to focus on. So, and I think you're going to spend some time alone to just settle with that energy. Or a Virgo is important in your life. Hi, Pisces. So, okay, so let's see the next sign. Aries. Hi, Aries. How are you guys? Welcome to my channel. Let's see the signs that are important for you at this time. So we have Taurus and Libra. Taurus is atypical for Aries, but that's okay. And then we have Libra. Unless you're on the cusp of Taurus, right? Then you're like, Veroosh, I love myself. Then we have the 7th house again. This is heating up to be a relationship reading for every single sign, right? Okay, so let's see for Aries. What's up with Aries this week? Chiron's aspecting Saturn, so there's a lot of healing. A lot of breathing room, like finally the pressure's off of you for whatever you've been dealing with. And you can have some breathing room to heal your circumstances. Okay. So we have the Page of Trees, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, secondary transits in Earth, a new beginning. And then we have the Star, which is Aquarius, an opening of some type of opening, a fateful encounter, Aries. Then we have the 4 of Stars, home and happiness. Some of you have bought a house or moved recently, and you're very happy. If you're thinking about doing that, then this is the right time for it. It's saying you may have found something like new that you want. in terms of a home, in terms of where you live. An Aquarius might be very important for you at this time. We have the Three of Hearts, which is the Three of Cups reunion. Some of you are going back to your hometown for a bit, maybe for a visit, but maybe you're actually moving there. And then we have the Eight of Angels. So I think you found your solution to a problem, and I think it involves your hometown or somewhere in the past. I really think that where you've been for the last little while has been not necessarily the best. And I think that you've run into a lot of dead ends, and it's just not functional. Like when you're in an environment in which you're open and willing to interact with others, but they're just shutting you down, or everywhere you turn is a problem, that's not a place for you, right? And it's a personal choice, but after a while, when your life is kind of degrading because of your environment, because the environment is somehow broken, or you're somehow outside of what that environment is built for, then you recognize that after a while. If everything's working against you in that environment, then you're just like, okay, this is not the environment this is not functional. And I think that you have this vision for yourself, Aries, that you need to go somewhere else. Now, for some of you, this is literally moving to your hometown again, or moving to another place has a lot of sentimental value. That's what I'm picking up on. But for some of you, this is maybe even just changing your environment. It could be your job. It could be where you spend your time. But I feel like there's a powerful shift. And for many of you, this has the frequency of going back to things you know from the past. Okay. But yeah, very good energy for you, Aries. I really feel like you get a fresh start. And I feel like from that, this is what I'm getting. Your environment has sucked so bad. Just the people and the situations. It could be even the rules, the rules changed. And the rules are so restrictive that they're just suffocating you. And so when you switch your environment, everything starts pouring in. All those things that have been held back by the restrictions of the rules around you, they just find their way to you, Aries. And I think that you've had some blessings or some opportunities on hold because the environment was literally suffocating you out of it. Literally, pulling you away from your blessings. So I'm not trying to influence your karma. I keep on wanting to see underneath. For some of you, this involves your mother. So obviously for some people with older parents, it could be the pull of motherly love that's pulling them in a certain direction. That's for some of you. And listen, okay, so if you're in an environment in which you want to be a mom, right? This is for the ladies that want to be moms or want to have families. And you're living in an environment in which there's no person, no guys that you would have to settle to like one of them, pretty much. That you would have to, in some way, accept less than what you want. And I don't mean in somebody's better than the other person, but there's some quality in your environment of the men or the women that that can stop you from having kids, that can stop you from being a parent. And so for some of you, I really want to encourage you that if you find yourself living if you want to be a mom, and I get this in my consultations a lot. So New York is a perfect example. Once you're over 30 in New York, it's really hard to find love. Many women contact me and are my clients from New York, and they're like, it's really hard to find love if they're over 30. Even over 25, it's hard. And so if you find yourself in an environment and you want to be a mom and you're in New York and it's a struggle and you're dealing with either entitled men who don't want to be serious towards you because they can find a 23-year-old or something like that, or you're settling for people with like personality disorders because they're just nasty. And that's why nobody wants them. You'd think that New York has so many people that it's easy, but it's actually really hard to find love. And so if you want love and you're in that type of environment, then you need to change. And I think you're coming into realization about that. So whatever it is, it doesn't have to be family, but I looked here and it was the Empress. Something's pulling you out of an environment that wasn't functional for you, Aries, and it's to do with partnership. And I think the moment that you step out that environment is people in the situations were not doing, they were creating swords for you. They were creating blockages for you. And so you need to go somewhere else. You need to physically go somewhere else, okay? And it could be within your own town. Like, you know, stop going to the Starbucks where the people give you nasty looks. You don't need to start your day off like that. I'm not saying anything against Starbucks, sorry. I should stop going to that coffee shop that where people are giving you nasty looks. You don't want to start your day off like that. So just change your environment and you'll see this week how it changes your blessings almost immediately. Okay? That felt very passionate. At first I'm like, is that the message for Aries? And then I felt them like, oh, they need to go. They really need to go. Virgos. Hey, Virgos. Let's see. Is Virgo the last one? Which signs do I still have to do? Let's see what signs are important for Virgo. Okay, so we have Taurus and Aries for Virgo. Taurus and Aries for Virgo. Sun, Moon, and Rising. And the third house for Virgo. So this is something foundational that we're talking about here. So Mars is entering into Virgo. I forgot to mention that in the intro. I always forget something. Mars is in Virgo on the 29th. So I think I talked about it. I just didn't specify it. And Venus is in Virgo now. So hey girl, hey. Hot girl alert. Okay, so let's do it. Virgos, let's see what's going on. I get so nervous for Virgo readings. Okay, so we have the Lovers at the center. Woo woo, Virgo, we got love. Okay, so this can mean Gemini, or this can mean love, or it can mean family, like brotherly, sisterly love. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. Some special plan that you're on. Let's see. The third house is short-term trips. Some of you might be taking a trip with a partner, not far away, just to the neighboring town. Below is the Moon. Ooh, secrets. Passion. You might take a trip with someone nearby who you're friends with, Virgo. But I think that there's maybe more to it than that. There's more of a, there could be sparks flying, or there could be a secret attraction. Someone near you, not too near you. Somebody who's like in the same town, in the same city, in the neighboring town, not too far away, may have a crush on you. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles, Venus in Virgo. Look at this, Virgos. Your energy's awesome. And then we have the Knight of Stars, Sag, Leo, or Aries. You had a flirtatious moment with someone, and I think it was in passing. And I feel like there's like secret feelings. Also, for some Virgos, you had an interaction with someone who just didn't rise to the challenge. They were a good guy, fuck. Oh boy, I didn't mean to say that, sorry. We're allowed to, anyway. Sorry. But good guy, screw boy, right? So I was trying to avoid actually saying that word, guys. So I feel like there was someone, not maybe possibly for some of you guys, that wasn't too serious, and so they could have like flirted with you. It could be a girl or a guy, depending on like how you are oriented. But yeah, there could have been like some kind of like somebody could have even like flirted with you just for fun, or just like, I'm almost getting like this mean vibe where they were like trying to see if like they were playing some kind of a game with you, you know, Virgo. And so it could have like turned you off. But then there's this person, this earth sign cookie. there's this earth sign person that is so nice. And so either you're going somewhere, Virgo, either you're about to achieve something. The bigger meaning I feel is that there's someone who's not so nice, or maybe like a good guy screw boy, like a waste of time, or even like just someone who leaves you with a bad taste in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? And so, but then there's someone who's really nice. There's someone here who's really nice, and I think also, Virgo, if it's not a person, then you're about to enter some money situations here. So money is on the rise, money is strong, and I think that like this distraction's not worth it, obviously. And so, and I think that yeah, there's some, either for you personally, there's some legacy that you're about to step into with money, or there's someone who has a crush on you, there's secret feelings. And it's very true that this person probably liked you in some way, but they're, for whatever reason, blocked. Like they're not able to express that love sincerely. So bye boy, bye. You can go away. Bye, Felicia. But I think that the oncoming energy is nice. It's very, you may not be with this person right away, but I feel like I think that there's a direction here. So whatever's gone on that's been sort of distracting. And if it's not love, then it's somebody who messed with your money, or it's someone who blew smoke up your butt with promises about money that didn't transpire. There was some flighty individual that discouraged you for a period of time, but it's, you know, water under the bridge, and what's going forward is solid and good and a better direction for you. So if they can't join the team, they got to get off the team. If they don't have the energy to be on the Virgo team, they better leave. Okay, so you're going in a good direction, Virgo, this week. Financially, some type of good, successful opportunity. Something you may, because with Mars in Virgo, and especially opposite Jupiter, you may want to go against your regular ambitions at this time. So you may want to try something different, Virgo, and that might unexpectedly have a windfall for you, financial windfall. So yeah. So which sign are we missing now? I thought Leo we've done, Capricorn, Libra we've done, right? Have we done Libra? I've lost track. This is the problem with the dice. We haven't done Libra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Libra's last but not least. I love you guys. And Libra, I just posted your August Leo season video for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, okay? So let's see what you get. So Tauruses and Virgos are important to Libras. We have your back, right, Taurus? Us Virgos and Tauruses have Libra's back. And we have the 6th house, so productive. In order to, one thing I get for Libra right away, in order to achieve the things that you want, Libra, you have to sort of get down to business. You got to do what you got to do to get by. And so this week will be you doing a lot of that, a lot of practical living. Okay, so let's see the first energy. So we have the 6 of trees. You have a financial opportunity, but you're going to need to earn it. So somebody gives you a break, but you're going to have to earn it. So there's fluidity with regard to how things are going for you. Jupiter in Aquarius is good for Libra placements. So it really brings in more Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius suddenly feel a rush of energy that comes in with Jupiter in Aquarius. So congratulations with that. Also, Mercury in Leo is good for Libra. So very quickly, all the air signs may have been feeling a lot of stagnation with regard to the watery transits. You may have felt that things slowed down, like it was hard to get things moving. And I think that you'll feel a big sigh of relief with these current transits. There's a sextile between the North Node and Mercury and Sun on the 30th and 31st, which can very well push whatever you're trying to make happen forward this weekend, starting on Friday and Saturday. So that looks like a very good energy. Although the moon is in Taurus, which will be grumpy. The moon will be grumpy your emotions will be grumpy this weekend. So ambitious, if you can stay ambitious, then stay ambitious. Don't get discouraged, and keep an open mind to the possibilities, and you might be able to see some wonderful breakthroughs. But this Six of Pentacles for me, Libra, this really communicates that there's someone who's bringing in for you financial opportunity. There's someone giving you a break. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so that's Jupiter energy. So like I said, I picked up on the 28th, Wednesdays, your D-Day to go. And I feel like finally some fluidity can happen. The bright light of that, the silver lining, the positive aspect of what Jupiter in Aquarius means is that you're stepping into a frequency that's going to last until December. So you're after a period of some kind of, I don't know, just like stagnation with water, like drippy, soggy kind of stuff. You're now like aired out, and now you can move freely, energetically speaking. And then we have the Two of Angels, which is Moon in Libra. You still need some information to come in. I think that you've been frustrated because you've been waiting on some information about a matter that's important to you. Ten of Wands, yeah, very busy. Sixth house, right away I could sense it. I think that a situation's been held up because of lack of clarity and lack of information. So you really weren't able to make a good decision because not all the information has come in. But now that the information comes in, it's like pedal to the metal. You have to get on with it, and quickly. Then we have the Emperor energy. If you're in a relationship, I have to say this, and this does not mean that your relationship sucks, but your partner was slowing down the situation. So your partner was stagnating. They were just not with it fast enough. And that's not necessarily that they're a bad person. It's just for whatever reason, it's just had that influence. That influence has been around you. And that doesn't mean that there's going to be a breakup. All marriages, all partnerships have certain aspects of this, but if you're in a relationship, it could also be your father, but whoever this emperor is in your life or your business was slowing down you to go in a certain direction. There was responsibility there was inflexibility, and finally you have the momentum to go towards something. I think you're going to be very busy this week, Libra, but I think it's for a good cause. And I think that it's an opportunity that's coming into your life. It has a lot to do with like the positive will of someone. Someone's giving you goodwill. And so they're giving you an opportunity out of their heart. So you better, like, when it comes up, whatever it is, recognize it and milk it. Milk it for all it's worth, you know? Like, the opportunity is coming your way. You guys, I'm really touched that so many people were here today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I wasn't thinking of doing this reading, but then I realized that, like, it's not fair for me just to come and go whenever I want. And I don't feel like the August readings are all going to come out today. Like, they're going to take a few days to come. So I think this week is really important for us to be aware of what the frequencies are. I do have, like, up to the moment astrology on Twitter that I invite you guys to follow me on. So it's like up to the minute, like immediate messages about what transit is happening and so forth. And that's free. And if you don't have a Twitter account, make one, because that's also free. So Twitter's good for that. You can have that immediate, like up-to-date info. So that's good. Also, I want to encourage you guys to go into the playlist for your sign here at the bottom In there, I have full moon readings from last week, and the full moon reading really covered the period up until December. So it was like a big full moon. It's like an energy change that's beginning. We're in a transition phase for the Uranus-Saturn square for the rest of the year, and Jupiter in Aquarius. So it's all relevant to now. So I encourage you to go check out that video. A lot of what I talked about today was in reference to that. So if you've missed it, go check it out. But anyway, thank you guys so much. I hope you have a good week. Again, I'm going to be somewhat away this week, but you'll see the August videos come out. And after that, I'll be back regular. So yeah, follow me on Twitter for up to the date. If there is it's not going to happen this week, but if there is a last minute, moon is conjunct Jupiter and I want everyone to know, then I think I really like the format on Instagram to do a live and then just turn it off. So you may want to follow me on Instagram for sporadic lives and conversations like that. But anyway, talk to you guys soon. Thank you guys for everything. You guys are awesome. And to my members, I love you. Your videos are coming out this week as well. So it's in the membership playlist in the description. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.